What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're here with our brother T-Mula. Now he is run Mula VIP Rentals out in South Africa and in Johannesburg, and we thank our brother for joining us on the show today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, man.
All right, so brother, we know you out there in Johannesburg. What got you into renting to people those kind of like expensive cars? Because you don't hear too many people, get involved with that, except a certain class of brother.
Well, it was by luck that I stumbled on the opportunity, but I kind of saw a gap in the market, and I was lucky to have an opportunity to have access to the tools that I needed to fill in that gap. So it's something that just came about by luck, but ended up making it happen. See, I've always been passionate about music. I'm an artist myself, and then I found myself, you know, pushing that grind, and then I found myself getting bigger steps in the production side of it by this company of mine for this car rentals business, and yeah, so it was by accident, but I also think just passion for the arts as well, led me into it.
Yeah, and definitely living in America, and you have the American media, they try to portray, African nations as just, oh, poor and war torn and, warlords like General Butt Naked and all the other things that they try to portray about, South, and then even South Africa. They wanted to show, oh, well, apartheid and all the people are doing so bad, but you are completely different. You showing, what you have, Bentleys, you have what, Rolls Royce, like what are the
All
high
sorts
end
of
cars you
cars.
have?
Everything, bro. Everything. Lambos, Bentleys, everything. So I'd say, the Western media that has its own reasons for doing whatever they do. We can all say our opinion on that. But for people who want to travel to Africa, it's not like that. There are parts in Africa where they're still developing, and for sure there are some parts where there's wars and situations. But I think that every part of the world, no matter what country, even in America, you'll find that there's areas where crime is prevalent, or it's just not safe. So you can find that in any part of Africa as well. But there's countries like the one that I'm in right now, South Africa. South Africa is still called a developing country, I think, according to what the world's perception of that is. But in terms of infrastructure, roads, etc., yo, South Africa is like, it's like being anywhere in America. It's like being anywhere in Europe. It's just a lot of black people. So what I mean. That's the only difference.
Yeah, and I always tell people that, we in America have always had a special, kinship and relationship with South Africa, due to, our story and even you guys' story with apartheid. And see you guys 25 years out of apartheid, and you guys are working hard to establish South Africa in the way that you guys want to establish it. It's definitely a good thing to see. So in your particular business itself, who is your normal clients that rent your cars?
Well, we've got we dip and dab in different markets. One of our bigger markets, or our biggest niches, is in entertainment. So it's a lot of the artists. Most of the top artists in Africa who they come to shoot in Johannesburg. The South African artists, the Zimbabwean artists, the Nigerian artists, the Tanzanian artists, all the top artists in Africa. They come to South Africa to shoot. The reasons are because, well, like I was saying, there's good infrastructure. So there's very nice houses. We also rent out houses besides cars. We do full production essentially. But the artists are some of our biggest clients, because they always need, even the ones that are doing well, they have their own cars, but he's got 4 or 5 cars and he's shooting 20 videos in a year. He's gonna need our help.
Right. And so any American artists come to South Africa to shoot?
Yeah. They do. Some of them do. I haven't touched in that market so so much. We've done a few European artists as well. But I think it's something that's growing. Even the American actors and movies, movie stars and American productions, they're slowly creeping into South Africa, and getting hold of us in different ways. I do have, well, my company's black owned. There's two other companies in the industry, that are bigger than me. They're more white owned. They've had some Hollywood movies. I know. I've done a little bit, but we're growing in the space. So we're the underdog, but we are a favorite right now for our versatility, our efficiency, and also for the speed at which we respond to certain things. So that's been kind of how we've been carving our place in the market.
Well, well, I'm glad to hear it's black owned because that's something you just kind of we want to support the community as much as possible. But when you started this, because especially these high end cars that you have, I mean, did you start off like with one vehicle, and then just kind of made it grow from there, or how did it get to that point?
Well, I was lucky to have access to about 6 cars. So we started with 6 cars. And then we used those cars so much in so many videos. We quickly realized that there's a need for a lot more cars, and so the model that we then implemented, to make the business profitable and successful, is one where we started using people within our network, family, friends, everybody, and started recruiting cars essentially, to quickly grow the database, and be able to supply the various directors and producers, who needed our services. The film and TV side of everything is what put pressure to quickly, expand the offering. But we also have markets like we do weddings, we do like high school year end functions, and we also do like private chauffeurs for people VIPs who just want to be driven around. We also do like armored cars as well for high security individuals who need that kind of protection. But in those markets, it's more or less the same kind of vehicles. However, like with film and TV and music videos and everything, it's the same chart list that you're gonna see tracks on. So we realized, now, our same car is appearing like 4 times in the top 20 songs. So we needed to find a way and put in a system that will enable us to expand our offering. And from the model that I'm explaining, now we've got more than 400 cars on our database. So when somebody says I want a car, it's quick, fast. We do that. Same thing with houses, jets, helicopters, yachts, anything luxury. We're the people to come to in South Africa.
Okay, so you do private jets as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that definitely sounds good. If somebody say, hey, T-Mula, man, I want to do a party, not nothing rowdy, but just a party with my people, at one of y'all, nice houses. You can arrange that, baby.
100%, bro. 100%. I'm actually doing a Rock Nation party in like 2 weeks. We've done Duce as well. So my people on ground, they're connected to Rock Nation and Jay-Z, but they're my clients, yeah. So, and various other brands, like a lot of alcohol brands, even private birthday parties and everything. Because we've got database, we've got more than 200 mansions across the country that we can offer you as well as spaces, very luxury spaces for you to do your events or your wedding or whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay, so that's because some people are watching and be like, okay, well, shoot, man. Well, how much would something like that run, like even on the low end? Let's talk about one. Let's say you want to rent one of the houses, you want to get married, have it as a mansion on the low end. Well, what are we looking like? And I can even convert it if you mention it in rand.
Uh, okay, I'll give a few numbers, but so how we dissect inquiries is we we get an idea of what it is that needs to be done. The most important questions that come when somebody says we're looking for a house is how many people are you hosting, what time, how many hours, and the
Hmm.
number of people on the property uh is basically how you calculate how heavy the thing is on the asset. So if it's a music video and it's got 15 people, it's different from having an event with 300 people. 300 people is way more heavier on the asset than having 20 people walk around. So for the houses, that's the most important things to consider. And then also the price of the house, because we've got the lower end houses. When I say lower end, we're still talking mansions, but because we don't do small houses. I mean, unless it's in a treatment for a specific script that they want something like that. But
Hmm.
when we're talking mansions, I'd say you know the lowest mansions would cost about 3 million rands here. That's the value of the property, which would be about maybe 200, $300,000.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
about one
value
hundred
of the
ninety-four
property.
thousand US dollars.
Yeah, about $200,000 too.
Mm-hmm.
So for a property like that, we'll probably rent that out if it's a small thing with like 20 people or 30 people and less, probably for about $500 for 6 hours, something like that.
Five
But
hundred
if
US
it's
dollars or rand.
US dollars,
Okay, okay, that's
yeah,
that's not bad. Oh, man, that sounds actually good to have a
that's
party.
entry. Exactly, that's entry. But now, if we're talking about a property that's valued at $10 million, because we do have properties like that,
Mm-hmm.
then it's a different conversation. Maybe we're gonna invoice you $20,000 because the property's a $10 million property. So it all depends, but there's a lot of flexibility to negotiate, which is how we've really penetrated the market, because the assets that we have are from private individuals, and most of them are family and friends. So it's a simple conversation from us to them to say, okay, we've got this that's happening. I think from this client we can only be able to invoice so much. Could we handle this inquiry? And then sometimes we leverage on previous business. Same thing with the cars. If I've given somebody some business in the last 2 3 days, and then I get a client who I really know needs a certain asset, but the budget is a little bit lower than what we would normally charge, I could pull in favor cards and use leverage on business frequency and relationships to just make sure that we help. So besides being in it for the money, we're about the craft, we're about supporting the craft. So and 95% of our clients are referral clients as well. So there's an element of connection or friend. So we're always out there to try and make things work to the best of our ability, of course.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, you the man to talk to if you want to have a little small get together in a nice environment and same thing with the cars as well. I mean, I don't really know the length of time, but people keep the cars. But man, that kind of those kind of vehicles, I wouldn't want to have it too long because like you sit in the car like I don't want to touch nothing.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like you
but
break,
yeah.
you buy, and like oh no, I ain't buying this car.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we out there to support the craft. That's the bottom line.
Okay, I know, because all of a sudden it got quiet. But what I was saying, it'd be good to meet you, and we'll get to South Africa and see what you have going on. But for people that's maybe in Johannesburg, we do have South African viewership. Could you let people know exactly how to get to your website, and also maybe they want to come visit you and maybe rent a car or rent a mansion for a wedding or something like that.
Well, you can get hold of us on the easiest is most of our details are on our website, which is www.mulaviprentals.co.za. Say that again, Mula VIP Rentals.co.za. So you can get hold of us on there. On Instagram as well, it's MULA underscore VIP Rentals. And yeah, you should be able to get hold of us. So even if you just Google it, you'll find our contacts. And yeah, we've got a very very helpful team. Out there to support, out there to make memories. Because we cater to special occasions. Where people are having a wedding, it's a special day, or a year end function, or so yeah, you need your. What I've also realized is that in that kind of business it should be also about the experience of the person, so the service in terms of the communication building up to the offering of various assets and the understanding of what exactly the client is trying to achieve. It adds to the whole experience, eventually, from them having the car arrive and taking them. So that's something that we always focus on, on making sure that we really use our experience to understand what needs to be achieved and give a good solution to that.
Yeah, so definitely, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Johannesburg, or maybe you brothers and sisters will be traveling to Johannesburg, and you want to do, an event, a wedding, maybe the brother can hook you up with a car. The brother can even hook you up with a private jet if you're into that. But make sure to go to their website and check it out. Or if you're in Johannesburg, stop on by, talk to the brother. They got a great team that's working for them. They can take care of you. So T-Mula, definitely thank you, brother, for joining us on the show today and letting us know about your business.
Yeah, yeah, thank you very much for having me on your show, man.